Now, this is, we've talked about some spring propaganda out there in Norman before. The social team out there is crushing it, dude. Whatever they're doing out there, give them a raise because they're delivering heaters right now on the social media side of things when it comes to video content from practice. John Mateer is mic'd up here during this clip talking to his guys. You can't hear it if you're watching on YouTube or podcast, but basically he tells his guys, hey, listen, if we score, we're getting a celly. Look at this, back shoulder, Javonnie Gibson, Ben Arbuckle hitting the zombie land. Javonnie Gibson, 6'2", 215. He shouldn't be doing backflips like that, dude. Should not be happening. Now, we have beat the John Mateer excitement on this show to absolute death, but let's look at this. Checks it, back shoulder, hit my guy. It looks like back shoulder at least. Back foot at least to Javonnie Gibson. Again, if you're an Oklahoma fan, don't listen to that small voice in your head telling you to be responsible right now. Don't do it, dude. You scored 21 points a game last year. So far, the social media team has put up, if you're making the extra point, 14 points throughout spring practice. Get juice, bro. Get juice. The offense is going to be different. It's going to look different. And I'll say this, too. You go check the mentions under those social media posts from the Oklahoma faithful. Got a lot of people saying, this is nice to see. We weren't seeing clips like this last spring necessarily. All right? So, again, is it propaganda? Are we taking a lot from a little? Potentially. But to me, outside of the backflip being ridiculous and outside of seeing John Mateer drop dimes, doesn't it just feel like there's a good vibe around the Oklahoma offense? Now, spring is for the vibes, just so we're all on the same page. I understand vibes don't win football games, but it don't hurt. I'll say this, too. I think there looks like everyone's having a good amount of fun. Y'all, good teams have fun. Good teams have fun during practice. Now, they get after it. There's accountability. But when you have success and you're hitting the Cam Ward still, the zombie land, that's a good sign. I like to see that during spring practice from my offense. Cato and I were also talking before the show, and I wanted to run this by him before I said it on the air because I think it's, again, I have an offensive bias having played the offensive side of the football. Caden, having come from the defensive side of the football, multiple-time All-Sun Belt safety, neither here nor there. During the first few spring practices, like Oklahoma's rolling through right now, those practices usually lean towards the defense. Offensive installs are a little bit more simple. I happen to believe that it's a little bit harder to execute in offense when you're putting new pieces together, such as a new quarterback with a transfer receiver from Arkansas Pine Bluff. All that's to say now, to see these highlights early enough in the spring, it fires me up. It fires me up. It's kind of like when you check out that frozen pizza a few minutes in. It's not done yet, but you're like, okay, I could have that right now. It'd be more than fine. I'll give it the next few minutes to let it totally crisp up and be all the way edible. I'll give this Oklahoma offense the next few months to totally get, where they're going to be in the fall. But right now, man, I'm peeking at this thing at, 1 a.m. and feeling pretty excited about what it's going to look like here when it comes out of the oven. That's the Oklahoma offense. That's good propaganda. We're all the way here for it, baby. So keep the propaganda coming out of Norman.